Hi! As you know, I'm the author of The Fall of Anne Boleyn, A Countdown. Yep, this book. And I love creating events that pay tribute to my very favourite historical character, Queen Anne Boleyn. Back in May 2022, I held the Fall of Anne Boleyn online event, focusing on Queen Anne Boleyn's fall in spring 1536 and the people and events involved. I did 10 talks for participants. Number 1, the background. How did Anne Boleyn go from being Henry VIII's true love, wife and queen in 1533 to climbing a scaffold on the 19th of May 1536 and losing her head to an expert swordsman? What factors had created a perfect storm against her in early 1536, and why did Anne have to die? Number 2, the arrests. Who were the 7 men arrested in the fall of Anne Boleyn? Why had they been chosen? When were they arrested? What do we know about them? Number 3, the indictments and trials. What exactly were Anne Boleyn and the men accused of? What legal machinery was used against them and by whom? When and where did their trials take place? What happened at their trials? What were their sentences? Number 4, the Tower. The imprisonment of Anne Boleyn and the 7 men at the Tower of London. Where were they kept? Who attended Anne during her imprisonment? Why was Sir William Kingston particularly worried about George Belin? And how did they all prepare for their deaths? Number 5, the executions of 5 of the men. What do we know about the executions on the 17th of May 1536? Where were the men executed? In what order? What happened? I shared primary sources' accounts, details of what they said, and I also examined Sir Thomas Wyatt's execution poetry and his tribute to his friends, and why he was so cutting about Mark Smeaton. 6, George Belin, the life and fall of a Tudor poet, courtier and diplomat. Who exactly was Anne Boleyn's brother? What do we know about his life and career, his personality and his gift at poetry? And what do we know about his relationship with Anne? Number 7, Anne Boleyn's hope of mercy and the myth of Jane Boleyn, the infamous Lady Rochford. I looked at what happened in the days preceding Anne Boleyn's execution and what may have led to her to have hope of mercy. I also looked at what happened on the 18th of May, the day that Anne believed she'd die, before moving on to what we know of Jane Boleyn's role in the events of 1536. 8, Anne Boleyn's execution, aftermath and myths. I looked at the 19th of May 1536 in detail, what the primary sources tell us about Anne Boleyn's execution, before moving on to consider what happened next and the reaction to her execution, and then challenging some of the myths surrounding the events of May 1536. 9, Jane Seymour and Anne Boleyn's legacy. In this talk, I introduced Jane Seymour and considered what we know about her and her involvement in Anne's fall. And number 10, Anne Boleyn's legacy. I ended things on a positive note by paying tribute to Queen Anne Boleyn and looking at the legacy she left us. There was no way I was leaving us on a miserable note. I've had so very many people contact me since I did that event, saying they're so disappointed that they didn't even know about the event until after it had happened, and please would I consider making replays available. So I've decided to do just that. And I hope you enjoy it as much as the participants back in 2022. I'm so excited about making these talks more widely available. I put my heart and soul into them as it's my very favourite topic. I'm making replays of all 10 talks available, along with downloadable transcripts and a recommended reading and resources list, plus an audio version of my best-selling book, The Fall of Anne Boleyn, A Countdown. I do hope you'll consider registering for the replays. Oh, and you get lifetime access, as I know how easy it is to sign up for something and then completely forget about it. Plus, it's good to revisit these things in the future, isn't it? Well, you'll be able to. So I do hope you'll consider. Thank you for listening to me, encouraging me, following what I do, and considering this event. You'll find a link on my website, and I really hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed putting it together.